and I look really tired, because I am. I haven't slept in a couple of days, and I had the second festival thing today, so I am tired. I haven't slept, so yeah. Um, just some updates. There's not really much to update. I'm almost finished the latest Storytime Sampler one, just in time for the next one to come out, because it's the 30th. So the 31st? No, so tomorrow is October. Shit. Time is going too quickly. But yeah, I'm almost finished it. I'll probably get it finished tonight, but I'm gonna go and lay down because I'm wrecked. We had the Street Beat thing today, and it went well. Like, the Street Beat Festival's like the community service one, so we weren't dealing with money or anything like that. Just move my noodle cup out of the way. So yeah, it was alright. It went smoothly, which is good. The people causing trouble in our class didn't show up today, so I didn't have to deal with them, which is a good thing because they would have been pissed because they had me and one of the other girls doing the registrations and stuff. So it's like important work. I geeked out a little because the way Australian politics works is you have like a local member for the areas that you live in, and then there's also a federal member for that area, and the federal member often goes to Parliament House and speaks in Parliament, stuff like that. So he was there actually. So I got to meet him, and that was really cool. So I met his name's Ed Husick, and he is the member for Mount Druitt, the federal member for Mount Druitt. And yeah, I got to meet him, and that was cool. Didn't get to sit and talk to him for very long because he had to go to other stuff. But yeah, it's that I thought that was cool. Geeked out a bit at it. And it looks like I might be volunteering for another thing tomorrow, which starts at 12 and finishes at 9 p.m. And it's another youth program thing, and they're putting on like concerts and activities and stuff for kids, and they're looking for volunteers. And it's not through the TAFE, so it's something that I'm doing sort of on my own. But yeah, I don't know. I think it could be cool. So I'm just waiting for them to call, and once they call, I will go sleep because I want to get all the details and stuff. I don't want to miss the call. Yeah, so, and they're okay with me being a wheelchair user and doing that. What else has been happening? I have a new colouring book, actually. Dropping stuff. I bought this one yesterday, and it's really cool. It has, lots of, it's like an elephant. I've got it upside down. There's an elephant, and there's like lots of like paisleys and flowers and random things. Oh, that's a person in a headdress. Yeah. So that's really cool. There's a hamster, some mandalas, and yeah. This one was really cool. I like this one. So, this was only $10 too. They're single-sided, so I don't have to worry about whether things will or won't bleed, which is nice. I like that elephant too. That might have been the one I showed before. I don't know. I'm like, yeah, sleep. I like this one. I like this one. It's pretty. What else? Still getting my craft room set up. It's not ready to show off yet. Yeah, just, I've just been so busy. And I'm also planning at some point soon to design some more cross-stitch patterns. So that will happen once I've got the craft room set up a little bit better. Yeah. And apart from that, some places are starting to get a lot more Halloween stuff, which is cool. I'm okay with this trend, but they had like green and black tights. I don't know when I'll ever wear them, but they're green and black tights. So been. Yeah. So there's not really much happening. I've just been trying to sleep. Like, when somebody's been really acting up, and I think it's just because I'm still really stressed. Like, I'm on holidays at the moment, so you'd think, oh yeah, I got nothing to be stressed about. What's the issue? And I'm like stressed because as soon as we go back, I have one more training session for this mentoring program. I have to work out how I'm going to cover the assessments for these other two classes. I have to work out if I have to work out whether I'm actually doing the assessments for one of those classes in class, or if I have to start the unit all over again and do it all online. Because I've heard differing things now. Yeah, and then it's just a matter of job hunting and stuff. And I've been looking at the jobs, and like, I'm not planning to go to a job that is, something where I've got to, drive to a client's house or anything like that, because I can't drive. Like, I'm not gonna take a job that requires you to drive places if I can't drive. Because, I mean, you can get hand control systems, but they're expensive as hell, and like, you don't get any government help with that sort of stuff. And then you got to have a car, and you got to have the system, and then you got to buy the system, and then you've got to, in Australia, if you get your learner's permit, you've got to do a certain amount of hours with a driving instructor, like a professional driving instructor. There are none that do hand control systems. Like, how am I going to get a driving instructor that does hand control systems when no one even knows you can get them, like, in the first place? Yeah. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but I've got to try and work out, because I can't really... Like, what I'm worried about is that if I apply for a job and say, hey, I'm really interested in this position, but I don't have a license because I'm disabled and physically cannot drive, then they're going to be like, oh, well, she's disabled, we don't want a disabled person for the job, even if it has nothing to do with driving. So, I don't know how to handle that at the moment. And it just got me really worried that I'm going to spend all this time and work my ass off doing this course, and that because I physically can't drive, I'm not going to get a job. It's just going to be the same thing over and over and over again. And it just bugs me. Like, it's freaking me out, because I need a job. I need the money. And yeah. I don't know. I wish it was simple. Like, I can understand if the job requires driving, why you'd ask for a driver's license. But jobs that are, like, based in a building, there's no sort of at-home client interaction sort of thing, why would you need someone to have their license? If they're not going to be driving, why ask for a license? It's just silly. But yes, that's what I've been doing. Freaking out over finding a job. Because, yeah. Good news, though, I've got a new job consultant at the job network again. It's like the 7th or 8th time that I've been moved in the last couple months. And I'm kind of freaked out, because this chick is, like, super enthusiastic about not only finding me a job, but she doesn't want me to get rid of the green hair. She doesn't want me to cover up the tattoos. She doesn't want me to do anything. Which is creepy, because you don't get that, like, ever. Like, to the point where I actually have a black wig, so that if I have a job interview, or I get a job, I've got a wig. So you can't tell that I have green hair, because it's a deal breaker. Like, I know not everybody's okay with green hair, but she doesn't care. She wants to not only find me work that I want to do, she wants me to find work where they'll let me have my green hair. And it's just super weird. Like, to me, it feels weird. After spending so many years unemployed, going through job network after job network, and having them all tell me, oh, well, you need to cover this, and you need to change this, and you need to do this. It's just weird. Not to mention, it's just weird to have someone who's enthusiastic about getting me a job. Like, that in itself is weird, because I've been unemployed 8 years, and I've never, ever had an interview that a job network has set up for me. Not once in 8 years. which is ridiculous because I haven't always been using a wheelchair or crutches or anything. The first few years of that, I had pain, and I had to take it easy sometimes, but I was, for the most part, able-bodied, so I don't understand it. But, yeah. And, like, it turns out, there's a guy in one of the other classes, that came to help today, and, like, I keep looking at him, the few times I've seen him around, like, I know him from somewhere. Yeah, so we were talking today, and I worked out where I knew him from. And it's quite weird, because I knew him from back when I was doing photography for, a heavy metal club in the city, and that was when I was able-bodied. It was before I knew about my knees, and before they were nearly as bad as they are now. Also when I was thinner. So, yeah, it's, kind of awkward. Kind of make me feel awkward. Because it's just like, oh yeah, yeah, now I'm, I have this degenerating disease, and, this condition that's taken away my ability to walk, and I'm fatter, and a completely different person to what I was then. That was actually when I was still drinking, because I used to be somewhat of an alcoholic. I'd gotten to a point where I was drinking every day just to get through the day, and I was been drinking a whole lot whenever I went out anywhere, and it all just sort of it came to a head where I was just like, I can't keep doing this. The weird thing is that when I quit drinking, I put on a ton of weight. Like, usually you drink, and you stop drinking, and you lose a bit of weight. I fucking put on weight. Heaps of it. Really frustrating. But, yeah, I'm a completely different person now. Because alcohol was my liquid confidence. It was my pretend self-esteem, so now it's gone. I don't have either of those things. It's all gone. Oh, shit. I just realized I fucked this up. I made some big things, and I can't be bothered to unpick it, so. Yay! Improvising. I want to unpick stuff. I must have done, I don't know when I did that, but yeah. So I've, like, filled in the full saddle, but the hair's supposed to come down a little bit more into this section. I want to unpick things. Screw it. I'm just going to improvise. I'll do like a half stitch over it or something, I don't know. I'll work it out. Damn it, when did I do that? Like, the reason I don't want to unpick it is because I've gone from there, and then travelled up here to do this part here, and then done up here. Yeah, so I've travelled up and did this line here. So I don't want to unpick all that. Screw it. Mine'll be a bit different. It'll do. I just want to get it done before tomorrow, because the new one comes out tomorrow. It should be tomorrow anyway. It'll be like late afternoon sort of thing for me, but yeah. I'm so behind with all my stitching plans and stuff, but I've also been pretty stressed, so I have some assessments that I should start looking at next week too, because we go back to TAFE next week. So my holidays have been full of volunteering stuff, which is not bad because I get hours for it, which means, like, to do the course we have to complete 160 hours of, like, volunteer work and stuff like that, and slowly we've been chipping away at the hours, like things like getting talks from, visiting people. Like, we've had some police officers come, we've had some people from community legal centres come in and stuff, we've had a few excursions and stuff as well to courthouses and housing refuges and stuff like that. So I'm getting hours, and I get hours for all of the meetings that I've been going to. I get hours for the Bidwell Festival that we did last week, and I get hours for today as well. And if I do tomorrow, then I'll get a bunch of hours for that too. I'll get like 9 hours, which will be nice. And again, just the chance to network and get myself out there and just be like, hey, I'm looking for work, which will be cool. Like, it would be nice. I would like to get some work. I didn't actually get to go around and network and stuff today, but that's alright, because it was crazy. I seriously didn't expect it to get as busy as it did. I just, even before the event officially started, that, there was a bit of an incident too, where one of the dancers fell over or something, like she fell on the stage, and then, like, they didn't want to go back up on the stage. So we had, like, a stage with no entertainment on it, which was kind of annoying, but, yeah. And then, we were supposed to have a reptile show there, and they just didn't show up at all, which I think is in really bad taste, and I really hope that if they put down a deposit or something, if they paid them, I hope they get it back, because that's ridiculous. If you say you're going to show up to something, just show up. Like, that's not fair, especially because, you know, they would have had, like, I know that the reptile show's been to their other ones, and just, like, people who've been to the event before, they're going to sit there and go, where's the reptile show? Where's this, where's that? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I just didn't show up. So what I just did some, like, half stitches over it, so the brown still shows through, but, yeah, you can still sort of see the hair there. That'll do. I like that. It looks cool. That'll do. That'll do. I might do some colouring later as well. I've been colouring this one from my cat book, so I'll try and get that finished. That's what them to call. It's like 4 o'clock. I haven't heard back from them about when they're going to call, which is frustrating. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna keep stitching, maybe do some colouring, and then I'll sleep. But I also want to wait for this call. I hate this. Well, I'm gonna go and I'll go do stuff and just keep myself entertained and awake. So, I'll see you later.